Here's some sunflowers just starting to peek up. They were planted on the 11th. Today's the 16th. Takes a little while to get going. They don't grow nearly as fast as some of the other stuff. These are, what are these? Snow peas. These snow peas are just starting to come up. And they were planted on the 12th. These speckled peas are just barely starting to break the surface. They're starting to come up too, and they were planted on the 11th. And here's some more sunflowers, and they were planted on the 11th. This stuff's doing pretty well. The sunflowers and the peas look like they're doing okay. Really the sunflowers for sure. The radish is not doing well. It looked like it was sprouting all over the place. It looked really good, and then it died off on the edges. I think it's just because it's so hot. Here's some more sunflowers just starting to come up. They were planted on the 12th. Because it's been so hot, and I've had so much trouble with germination and continuing to grow, as you can see from this cauliflower here on the edges, it started to sprout and then it stopped. It's pretty sparse in there. The only things I'm planting now are peas and sunflowers, at least until the weather cools down a little bit. Because it's so hot out here, I decided to put some dirt over the top of the peas to cover up the roots to hopefully keep them a little moister. Hope that helps out. Here's the dun peas. Once again, I put a little dirt over the top of them to hopefully keep the roots moist so they don't die off on me. I'm starting a new batch of radish microgreens today. My last batch didn't turn out too well. They grew for a little while and then they just stopped. I don't know if it's the weather, I didn't have too much, or had not enough water on them, or too much water, or something. But anyway, this is a new batch. 8/18/20. I'll spray some water on them, put a tray on top of them, and we'll see how they do. This is a batch of cabbage I planted about 8 days ago. Yesterday I started harvesting some out of the middle. It was in pretty good shape. But today, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's got some wilted spots. It's not doing well today. I don't know what happened to it. Not enough water, maybe too much water last night. Something happened. I think I'm going to have to throw the rest of this tray away. I probably should have harvested the whole thing last night and not just a little piece of it. Here's a tray I just filled up from the leftover soil. One of the disadvantages of reusing the soil, the potting soil, is that you have seeds in there from past grow cycles, so you don't get 100% of whatever it is you're growing, which is okay for me. I don't mind. But for a commercial grower, that certainly wouldn't work. I just seeded this with broccoli, with this stuff right here. And you'll notice that there's also a bunch of other organic material in there from previous grow cycles, which is just organic material, should be fine, but kind of confuses the issue a little bit. Now I've got my label in there telling me when I planted it and what's in there. Put some water on it, put another tray on it wait for a couple days, and it'll be good to go. Notice on this tray of cauliflower how it's much better, has much better density in the middle than it does on the edges. It's not because of the way I seeded it. I always seed it on the edges. I think it's because the edges and the corners dry out faster than the middle. So you have to be very careful about watering, not too much in the middle and not too little on the edges.